And Nepal stands at a political crossroads. In a dramatic shift, newly elected rapper turned politician Balendra Shah has taken oath as the country's youngest prime minister, riding a wave of anti-corruption sentiment. But even as a new leadership promises stability, the arrest of former Premier KP Sharma Oli amid Gen Z protest has plunged the Himalayan nation into fresh uncertainty.
In a historic political transition, rapper-turned-politician Balendra Shah, popularly known as Balen, has assumed office as Nepal's Prime Minister. At just 35, Shah represents a generational shift in Nepali politics, emerging as the face of reform and anti-corruption. His party, the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, secured a sweeping mandate, winning 182 out of 275 seats, reflecting massive public discontent with traditional political forces.
Now we have finally got the youngest Prime Minister in the world. Hope we will not forget all his promises and will work on the behalf of people. Wish him good luck. Thank you. We trusted you. Now you should not play with our trust. We love you, Balen.
Shah's rise is also significantly geopolitically. As the first Madhesi leader to head Nepal, his leadership is being closely watched by regional stakeholders, especially India, which has signaled support for political stability in Kathmandu.
He is the youngest Nepali Prime Minister in Nepal's recent political history. And one interesting part is that he does not come from a conventional political background, neither he represents conventional political parties. By saying that he does not have any political baggages or he is not bounded by any political ideologies. People like Balendra Shah are the product of fourth industrial revolutions, so they don't have all these baggages. So he has a lot of opportunities, he can do a lot for the country, and there are enough, he also has enough mandate for that. Whereas the conventional political leaders, they had a lot of political baggages, and they were, they had a lot of responsibilities towards their own political parties and political cadres.
Shah's victory was fueled by the aftermath of violent Gen Z-led anti-corruption protests that rocked Nepal last September. The protest, triggered by allegations of systemic corruption and governance failure, turned deadly, leaving 76 people dead in just 2 days of unrest. Public anger against the political establishment reached a boiling point, ultimately reshaping the electoral landscape. It was this wave of anger that dismantled the dominance of legacy parties and paved the way for a political outsider to take the charge. But even as a new government takes shape, Nepal remains deeply unsettled. Former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has now been detained following recommendations from an investigative panel that held him accountable for failing to prevent the deadly crackdown on protesters. Oli's arrest has triggered fresh unrest. His supporters have taken to the streets of Kathmandu, clashing with police, burning tires, and accusing the new dispensation of political vendetta.
I think it's a both, but it's important for this government, primarily because this government is built on the Gen Z movement, and during the Gen Z protests, a lot of young people have lost their life. And Karki Commission has come up with clear findings stating that certain political leaders or officers will have to be punished. And now the responsibility falls on the shoulder of the current Prime Minister. And certainly in that regard, it becomes the accountability as well. If they don't deal with the proof, if they don't go by the findings of the report, perhaps a lot of people will lose the trust on the government as well.
The situation has quickly escalated into a law and order challenge. Police have resorted to tear gas and force to disperse demonstrators, with injuries and arrests reported. Oli's party has termed the arrest illegal and warned of intensified protests, raising concerns about prolonged instability at a time when Nepal can at least afford it. Nepal PM Balendra Shah now faces a dual challenge, delivering on promise of reform while navigating a politically charged environment marked by protests and polarization. With public expectations high and institutional trust fragile, Nepal's immediate future hangs in the balance, caught between hope for transformation and the risk of renewed instability.